Hi, I'm Jim Smith. This is the 1000. We've been talking about guns and gun control a lot. I want to talk to us a little different this time. I want to talk to you about knife control because this is the next step, of course, after guns. If you go to England, where they pretty well banned guns, they found the murder rate went up because people started using knives. So they're trying to ban knives, and they want to take the points off their cooking knives. And maybe we'll bring a cooking knife for the rest of the story at some point. But again, the issue here is blaming the object for the operator. And this is the serious problem we have. This is an FN49 bayonet. It's quite collectible, um, double-edged. They're not sharpened. Bayonets tend not to be actually sharpened because they're made to be stuck on the end of a 10-pound rifle and slung by a strong man. So they don't need a lot of sharpening on the edge. But people collect knives. People use knives in their work. And knives are everywhere. Knives are man's first technology. You saw it with the Acheulean hand axe. Well, this is just a more modern example of the same product. Uh, so the question is, why are we always banning stuff? Well, because that's the fool's answer. If you're a fool, your answer is, if I see something I don't like or something that's misused, I'll ban that thing, and that bad accident or incident never would have happened. What a pile. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I was watching CNN today, and Kathy Griffin was, or what's her name, Kathy Griffin? The Congresswoman, Kathy Lee Gifford, that was shot and almost killed by that nutcase in the States, and she's now a big gun banner. But, you know, I saw the reconstruction of that crime on TV when it happened. And there was a big crowd out on the street, and this guy ran up with his gun and started shooting at people. And the thought that crossed my mind is he could have went to rented a truck like, you know, the famous Ryder truck from the Oklahoma bombing or whatever, and drove through that crowd, and he would have probably caused more mayhem and death and destruction than he ever would have with his gun. The same thing goes with knives. Knives can be misused. We had a case here in Canada, in Calgary, where a young man went off the deep end for some reason or another and stabbed and killed a number of his friends and classmates, 5 of them in total, with a kitchen knife that he picked up apparently in the kitchen and went berserk with it. It's very hard to legislate against insanity. In fact, it's actually impossible. And the only way you're going to deal with the crazy people is you treat every citizen of your country as if they are in fact insane and must be treated like the insane people of the world. This is the way these people think, and they do. So I'd like you to think of the little bayonet. Do you know in the state of Victoria in Australia, they have sword control, and you're only allowed to have 2 swords, and they have to be blunted like this one happens to be? Can you imagine owning an authentic Japanese sword, which are fairly common in Australia because of its location in the Pacific theater of World War II, and have to grind the edge off it? Man, I got a couple of those things. That would just break my heart to do. In fact, I probably just wouldn't do it if the truth would be out, and then I'm a criminal. And that's the other thing about stupid laws that nobody obeys. Now, the British idea of cutting the points off, this has been done before. And some point down the road, because I'm in Edmonton now, I'm not in Saskatchewan, I can show you a jackknife that was used in the days of the wooden sailing ships. And they would break the points off those knives so that if there were knife fights on board those ships, and you've got to imagine in the cramped quarters on those wooden sailing ships, things probably got a little tense once in a while. They would cut down the chance of somebody being stabbed. Slashed, yes. Stabbed, no. And so it didn't make a lot of difference then. It won't make a lot of difference now. In England, of course, if you have knife control, then the yahoos start going at each other with busted beer glasses. So now the Brits want to have plasticized beer glasses. And I can't even imagine drinking Guinness or a nice English ale out of a plastic glass. I just don't go there. But again, they keep blaming the product instead of the person. What we have to do is understand we have an issue in our society with a group of violent people, whether this is caused by drugs, caused by prescription drugs, caused by poor parenting skills in the parents, caused by an absolutely shoddy education system that lets them get away with bloody murder, or with whether it's caused by a judicial system that coddles them until they're 18 and then all of a sudden throws them out in the cold, cruel world as adult criminals, which is absolutely ridiculous. But that's another issue we'll talk about later. The facts of what it means, we have to deal with those people, because it's the people that are the problems. And the people are the ones we have to work with, for, and around to do this. Attacking the ordinary citizen and treating them as if they are a criminal or insane is just a counterproductive activity. And it's one of the items that you will fight for the next 50 years. You might fight it for the next 100 years, or probably fight it till the end of time. But it's a fight you can't back away from, and you have to just bear down and do it time after time, day after day, incident after incident. Tell these people you cannot legislate against insanity. Thank you. Thanks for dropping in and watching. If you liked what you saw, please share it with your friends. Please like it. Please subscribe to our channel and drop into www.the1000.ca and follow our movement. Bye.